In this video episode, we are going to talk about how many lives you have lived and how your last life ended. And let's begin. And where you see your sign word written here, that's where your zodiac sign will appear. And this video is based upon your zodiac sign directly, and there is a correlation how many lives you have already lived and what is more to come your way. And let's figure this out in this video episode. With this, let's begin with Aries. Aries we consider one of the youngest soul in this 12 signs world. Okay, we consider that Aries has just begun his soul journey. This would be, I think, your second or third birth from the starting of the journey of the soul, because I consider you are still very young soul. Okay, if you look at your the palm lines, if you look at the lines on your palm, and if you look at your features, those are really tender. Those have not really matured, and that's why the age will not reflect on your body. How many lives you have lived? I think 3, 4. And how your last life ended? You had been adventure, and you had been on the adventurous life, and that's how your love for adventure has met it. Now you need to see, right, like how many phobias do you have? Do you really fear height? Do you really fear some depth? Do you really fear some water? Or you have some unknown phobias? Okay, those would be directly related to how your last life ended. And most probably Aries would carry a little bit knowledge of their past birth into the new birth, and that's how Aries are supposed to be. Okay, how your last life ended, that is ended because of some adventure or because of some kind of sports activities during the last birth time. Okay, next let's go to the Taurus. Taurus are the next one, and they are also considered one of the most mature zodiac signs. Okay, there are only 2 zodiac signs which are the most mature in this spectrum. One is Taurus and the second is Aquarius. We are talking about Taurus right now. Taurus have taken many births, and their control over their anger is basically evident, that they have really matured and they have really taken the lessons from the lives, and many lives in fact, and they have born at least, I think, for this maturity that Taurus show, at least 8 to 10 births are necessary. Otherwise your soul will not mature that way. So according to this hypothesis of 120 years of life, okay, or 120 years of a cycle of astrology, you have lived at least 8 to 10 lives in your past. Okay, and how your last life ended, there is basically this clarity that it ended very peacefully. Okay, you carry no knowledge of the past birth, and you also carry no burden from the past birth. So everything you started in this birth has been started on a fresh note. For you, your last life ended very peacefully and without any kind of problems. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, next is Gemini. Geminis are also considered not so mature soul, because they are still trying to figure out the basic emotions. Okay, the basic emotion is greed, okay, and the anger, and these two elements Geminis are basically not able to control. That's why they are also not very young soul, and they are not also very old soul. I would say they are between the good and the bad. Okay, and their life and their way of thinking resembles this, that they have not really learned anything new from their past births as of now, and I think they have lived close to 4 to 5 births as of now, and all of them had been really muddy. Okay, really messy. How your last life ended? Your last life ended because of some struggle. Okay, because of some tussle, because of some issues, maybe family issues, maybe war, maybe you were a soldier. Okay, but it did not end very nicely. Okay, and you have this karma on this birth also, that you need to really take care of your anger and the greed. These are the two elements that you need to really master in your present birth. Excuse me. The next one is the Cancer. Okay, the Cancer is the Cancerians are also considered not so very old in their life journey, or say in their journey of their soul. They are still trying to figure out the basic emotions. Basic emotions for them are, not exactly the greed, but they have the anger and the attachment. These two are the elements which Cancerians always struggle throughout their life. Okay, they would be struggling to control their their anger, and they will also be able to not in the control of their emotions. And these are the two things which cause maximum pain for them. How many lives you have lived? Not more than 7, 8. Okay, maybe 7, 8, and your soul journey is still going on, and you are not really very mature soul as of now, but you are the one who have taken some of these bad elements into your personality, and you really need to get rid of those elements. Okay, those elements are anger and your non-control over the emotions. Next, let's go to the and how your last life ended. You were a soldier. Okay, you were a soldier on the foot. Maybe, if we consider, if you are listening to this, and if we consider your last life that had been around in, within the sphere of 100 years. Okay, and I think larger the possibilities are there, you were a soldier. Next is the Leo. Leo is the leader. Okay, and one thing is sure for sure about Leo. They repeat the same cycle over and over in the next birth also. Okay, they are highly ambitious, and they are trying to achieve something, and what they are trying to achieve something nobody knows. Okay, and that's how the dilemma has been from the past lives also. Leo's life had been a journey, and they are not seeking the destination. They are fighting for a cause in every birth. Okay, and how many lives you have lived? You have lived more than 10 lives, and basically in each of those 10 lives you had been a soldier. Okay, or you had been a warrior who had been seeking grace, honor and respect, and that's how it is. Okay, and for you these elements mean a lot. You are not after money, you are not there, but if you consider like the soul journey, from going from one step to the another one of moksha or nirvana, you are still very far away. Okay, there are some emotions which you need to understand as of now, and there are some emotions which you do not understand. Basically, the empathy is one of those such emotions. Okay, and how your last life ended? Of course, you had been a warrior, you had been in the war, and that's how it ended. Next is the Virgo. Virgo is, we consider that some souls do really mature, and they mature on this middle path. We consider like Virgo is on the mid of the moksha. Okay, they are not near the moksha, but in the mid of that cycle of the soul, and they have taken at least 10 to 15 births to reach here, and they understand their basic emotions. They understand the need of the compassion and the love. Okay, and how your last life ended? Very peacefully, surrounded by the loved ones, and that's how the grace has been carried forward to you in your present life also. Okay, and your journey will continue. You have attained something, you have understood some of the emotions, and you have really controlled them, and that's how you have evolved as a nice person, as an emphatic person, and as the person who understands the emotions of the others also. And how your last life ended? Very peacefully and very happily. Okay, you were not really sad when you passed out in the last birth. Okay, when you were dead, you really came into this birth directly, and that's how the system of the universe has really granted you many wishes in this one, and you have really figured out what way this life is going to be. Okay, Next is the Libra. Libra is the businessman. They are the one who are doing the business, and they are the one who are emotionless. Okay, they have taken at least 10 to 15 births by now. Okay, 15, I will say 15 births they have taken, and if they have arrived on this situation that somebody has to take care of the business part also of this universe, and Libra is the one who is taking care of that business part there. And how your last life ended, Libra? It ended. You were doing your business, day to day business, gathering some money, gathering everything that is needed for your own people, and that's how you died. And suddenly you were taken away from the last birth, and basically you were reborn in this one. Okay, next one, Scorpio. Scorpio is, we consider again the fighters of the army of the god. Okay, and they are also the one, they are they are also the one who are defending any kind of good things. And how many lives you have lived? You have lived, I think, more than 20 or so, but still you are also still very far away from the moksha, attaining your moksha or attaining your nirvana. And how your last life ended? Well in tussle, and there were a lot of struggles in your last life, and that's why you actually passed away from there. And if you look at your body, you will always find birthmarks there. For Scorpio, birthmarks will always be there, and there is one more zodiac sign who will have the birthmarks, and we are going to talk about it. The Sagittarius, the one who rides the chariots, the one who has the bow and arrow, okay, and the one who is the fierce fighter and the supreme chief. Okay, that's how the Sagittarius is. Sagittarius are like kings. Okay, and how many lives you have lived? You have lived each of 10 to 15 lives very gracefully, and like a kingly life. Okay, Leo will never be king, but Sagittarius will be always a king, and that's how. And how your last life ended? You were betrayed by some people, and that's why you may have some kind of disturbing memories all in your this life also. Okay, next is the Capricorn. Again, we say Capricorn is always reincarnated. They are also not very mature soul. They are also considered very tender soul, or a soul which is basically young. Okay, how many lives you have lived? You have lived exactly like Aries, 4 to 5 lives, and you just started your soul journey, and there is nothing much that you could carry forward except the beauty part and some birthmarks on your body. And how your last life ended, Capricorn? It ended naturally. Okay, you did not die of any kind of accidents or any kind of mishappening. You died peacefully. Next is the Aquarius. Okay, the most mature soul in these 12 zodiac sign is of Aquarius. Aquarius is considered the zodiac sign which is the most nearest to moksha. They are the one who have taken at least 10 to 20, or say 20 to 25 births, and in each birth they have gained knowledge, and they have taken it into the next birth. Some Aquarius can remember their past lives also. That is also truth. Okay, and how your last life ended? Very gracefully and honorably. Okay, most of the Aquarius do not have an ambition for becoming the king, but they are the one who make the king. They are the one who are the king makers, and king makers sometimes suffer because of politics, because of many things around him, and that's how your life will end, Aquarius, or had ended in the past birth. And if you look at your palms, you will always find double lifelines. Most of the Aquarians do have double lifeline, which means there is a unfinished business carried over to the next birth. Okay, you will love, you will laugh, and you will cry with the same souls in each and every birth, and they will be carried forward to you, and you are going to miss few of them, but they will arrive in time for you. Okay, the next one is the Pisces. Pisces is also, we consider, a kind of a soul which has been given too many limitations. Okay, limiting life, limiting beliefs, and all. And Pisces have taken at least, I'll say, 5 to 6 births, not more than this, because they are not also very mature soul. Okay, they are also considered some very tender souls, and the Pisces require some dependency on their ecosystem to survive, and most of that ecosystem they actually build right from their childhood, and that is really necessary for their survival. Okay, and some Pisces do have some phobias of height, depth, or water, or basically something else. Okay, maybe that is the reason, that's how you were affected in the last birth, and that's how these actually phobias were carried forward into your present life also. How many lives you have lived? You have lived 5 to 6, and how your last life ended, not so good way. Okay, and like most of the Pisces, when they take birth, their health is always weak. Okay, their health is weak, and they suffer initially. That is the reason, because whatever you were living in the past birth has been carried forward into this birth also. According to astrology, we believe that your natal charts never change. Even if you take 1000 births, still it will remain same. Your basic nature will remain same. Your roles will be altered, and you will get the same person, but in different form in each of your birth. Okay. With this, I'll say please subscribe my channel, and thank you. Thanks a lot, and God bless.